Hi, class. Today I'm going to read a little golden book called Barbie Cinderella. So you can see they had the Barbie doll up there at first. And this is by Sue Cassirer. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Cinderella. She was good and kind and very beautiful. That's Cinderella right there in this case, which is Barbie. Cinderella lived with her stepmother and stepsisters who were jealous of her beauty. They made poor Cinderella do all of the housework. And there's the wicked stepmother and her two stepsisters who are also wicked. One day, a fancy invitation arrived. The king and queen are giving a ball in honor of the prince, exclaimed Cinderella's stepmother. All the young ladies in the kingdom are invited. So Cinderella is listening to that message. And there's the stepmother reading the message with the two wicked stepsisters there listening because they are excited about going to the ball. On the evening of the ball, Cinderella had to help her stepsisters and stepmother get dressed in their beautiful gowns. "Oh, how I wish I could go to the ball," said Cinderella. So Cinderella is helping to tie the sash bow in the back of her stepsister's dress, and she also hopes she can go too. And look at how uh, tattered or poor-looking Cinderella's outfit is compared to her stepsister's. "Don't be silly, Cinderella," said her stepsister. "You have nothing to wear." Okay. Even though her stepsisters have all kinds of pretty fancy gowns, they're busy telling Cinderella that she has nothing to wear. And they could let Cinderella borrow one of their dresses, but they won't. After everyone had left for the ball, Cinderella ran to the garden and began to cry. But soon something wonderful happened. There's Cinderella crying because she wants to go. A woman appeared and said gently, "Cinderella, I am your fairy godmother. Why are you crying?" "I can't go to the ball," sobbed Cinderella. Okay. "Of course you can go to the ball," said the fairy godmother. With a wave of her wand, she turned four mice into horsemen. She turned four mice into horses, a pumpkin into a carriage, and a cat into a coachman. And let me go back to this previous page. There's the cat and the mice right there and the pumpkins. So she turned those into these items here that you see on the screen. The horseman, the carriage, and the horses. Okay, and now Cinderella is dressed in a beautiful dress in order to go to the ball, so she seems happy. Then, poof, the fairy godmother turned Cinderella's old dress into a shimmering gown, and on Cinderella's feet were slippers made of glass. "Remember," warned the fairy godmother, "the magic lasts only until midnight." Okay, let's give this page time to load. Let's keep going. As Cinderella ran from the palace, she lost one glass slipper, but there was no time to pick it up. At the final stroke of midnight, Cinderella's gown turned back into her old clothes. So on this previous screen here that would not load, Cinderella was at the ball dancing with the prince. But now she's running away from the ball because she remembered that she only had a short time up until midnight to stay to the ball before her clothes turned back into poor-looking clothes. See, there's the prince with her glass slipper, and here is Cinderella now running in torn-looking clothes. She's no longer in the beautiful gown. The next morning, the prince sent his grand duke throughout the kingdom to find the owner of the tiny glass slipper. When it was the stepsisters' turn to try on the slipper, their feet were much too big. Okay, so they are going throughout the town to see who the glass slipper belongs to. Oh gosh, look at how big their feet are. They can't even begin to fit into that tiny glass slipper that Cinderella wore because their feet are extremely big. They're humongous. "I'd like to try on the shoe, please," said Cinderella shyly. Ever so graceful, ever so gracefully, Cinderella slipped her foot into the tiny slipper. It fit perfectly. There's the stepmother in the background and the stepsisters looking very upset because they see that Cinderella was the one that the king was looking for, and this glass slipper fits perfectly on Cinderella. Cinderella and her prince soon married and lived happily ever after. So once again, Prince and the Princess living happily ever after. And they're both smiling, holding hands. That was a very fun story. I remember reading these types of books years ago when I was in school. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of the story with the title on the page. I thank you all for listening. I enjoyed this story, and I hope that you did too. Please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Share this video on your social media and go back and rewatch this video and see if you can pronounce some of the words with me. Okay, you can always slow down the speed. And yeah, you can slow down the speed on the video on YouTube. You can look in the lower, it's usually in the lower right-hand corner where you can click on something that looks like a gear for the settings, and then you can slow down the speed of the video so to give yourself more time to pronounce the words. I will see you all in the next one, Lord willing. I thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.